Hey, Vern, I've decided to put together a tribute to one of my favorite actors, Mr. Jim Varney. You know, he was the Slinky Dog in Toy Story and Jed Clampett in that Beverly Hillbillies movie that they did a while back. And, well, there's at least one more, Vern, but I can't seem to put my finger on it right now. Oh, and one more thing, Vern, you forgot your peanut butter.
Yes, Ernest. Many commoners, such as yourself, seem to have a similar conundrum to yours, missing brain cells. Let's take an amusing little journey with a few more examples of raw footage of the lower class, in a segment I like to call Your World, as I see it.
Jimmy? Yeah, I remember Jim. Last time I saw him, we was taking a tour of Graceland. And he got lost. So, I decided to get this new tattoo. Check her out, what do you think?
Jim started out as such a bright young man. It looked as though he had such a promising future ahead of him. He could have achieved something great, like mechanic, sanitary engineer even. But no, he decided to make goofy faces and silly movies. Laughter, happiness, what a waste of time.
Jim was a very gracious man. He is the only one that would call me by my full name, Omar Ayur Abdul Abul Bilibazi, but sometimes he would call me by my nickname, which is Mr. Ayur, come here. It was an honor to carry his luggage at the airport. His shoes are the toothbrush of the unworthy.
I've traveled to many exotic places. India, Thailand, Bhutan, and Kentucky. I've noticed a similarity between the common segments of any society. Survival is a filthy affair.
My nephew Jim used to hang around with my boy Mistake. Probably why he turned out the way he did, always acting a fool. One day they said, "We want to mess with the snakes." I said, "Hold on a minute, boys. Take a tip from your Uncle Lloyd's book of snake safety. First off, you gotta make sure if he bites you, you get him off of there. Then, if he can't get him off of there, you gotta snap his neck. And then, after that, you gotta give yourself a shot of antivenom. Yeah, took a few of these in my time. Then you'll probably start seeing the spots. And then your throat get all tight. And you'll start feeling like you can't breathe. And you'll start talking funny. Hope that never happens to me. And then, if you're lucky, you'll live. But if you're not lucky, you'll be dead meat. Deep sick. You'll be singing the sweet by and by with Granny and Pappy in the sweet by and by. So, you want one for your boy?
Just the other day, my mommy told my daddy, "Your face sure rings a bell. You look just like Jim." Boy, I sure hope it didn't hurt when his face hit that bell. Maybe that's why mommy calls him a ding-dong. But grown-ups sure do talk funny. Know what I mean? Pudding.
Honey, it's so important to take care of your hands. My friend Jim had the gnarliest, most damaged hands I ever saw. It's no wonder, always getting his hands slammed in those windows all the time. Well, honey, I have one word for you. Moisturizer. Now, let's take care of those cuticles. Oh, don't worry. I heard there's a nail that grows under the other nail.
When Jim was young, I used him as a test subject in one of my mad experiments with a potion to see how far the skin on the human face could stretch to ridiculous proportions and contortions, the sight of which would make young children everywhere run with fright. Unfortunately, the potion was in its early stages, and Jim's faces only made them laugh. But now, I have perfected it, and I have created the most grotesque, most frightening creation ever that will make young children all over the world run with fright.
There's low class and then there's no class, but not everyone can have such sophistication as myself.
Seargent Glory!
Sergeant Glory here with rules to live by. Rule number 1, always have fun. As long as your idea of fun is running 50 miles before breakfast, slamming your face in the mud while crawling through 3 miles of barbed wire, and swimming through crocodile-infested waters. Rule number 2, never leave a man behind, unless he refuses to leave the mess hall. Rule number 3, always write your mother. If you don't, I will personally feed your spleen to a poodle. Is there any questions? I didn't think so.
Hey, Bert! Do I smell coffee? You know, I always enjoy tasting my choice in the morning with my good buddy. Tastes nothing like the savory aroma of a steaming cup of coffee in the morning to start me day. You know, I'm an expert brewer myself, Vern. Would you like me to come in there and give you a hand?
The best part about being an older widow is that I don't have to go to work or take care of anybody. No more husbands to care for, children to raise, or to come visit me. Just the freedom of an abandoned old woman forced to exist on medications, prunes, and the joy of knowing her children are looking most forward to the reading of her will. I guess the worst part is I won't get to see the looks on their faces when they find out I left the entirety of my estate to Sir Fluffysworth.
At Bonnie's Beauty World, the tools of the trade seem to be somewhat unconventional, but so are the inhabitants.
Darling, in order for us to get the poof in the front of your hair set that high, we're gonna have to do some serious blow drying. So strap in and hold on. Perfect!
Hey, Vern, you know what the best part is about having a neighbor like yours truly? You can come over to my house anytime you want and borrow anything you want. That's right. What are friends for, Vern? Oh, this expired last week, Vern. You should put this in a smaller container. Rainbow Falls, Vern. We can't have that. Vern, you know what the smell of this chicken reminds me of? My high school gym socks. Here, smell. Well, don't fall asleep on the job now, Vern. You gotta hold the vegetables while I chop.
Oh, Ernest, watch those extremities.
Hello, my name is Omar. Hey, you Abdullah Bulbidibazi, but you can call me Hey you. I've been a servant for many seasons. Before me, my father, Allah, get over here, was a servant as well as his father, Apologies, who helped to build the Taj Mahal, which is the slightly less famous palace behind the palace that is behind the Taj Mahal. Before him, his father was the armrest for the great Sultan Gazooks, and his name was Amen.
Some people should not reproduce, and then there are some people who should really not reproduce.
You know, it says here Seed Barn is giving away free motor oil to the couple with the cutest baby. I bet it ain't too late for us. We'd be good parents because we got blankets and big enough dresser drawers. So what do you say, right?
Mama said Uncle Slick was robbing the cradle. Oh no! No wonder my rattle's gone missing. He told Mama his life was no bed of roses. Boy, I'm glad my crib isn't made of roses. He'd probably steal those for his new girlfriend. Boy, grown-ups sure do talk funny. Know what I mean? Pudding. Milk.
Sergeant Glory!
Sergeant Glory here with more rules to live by. Rule number 4, know your rights. Civilians are innocent until proven guilty. Privates under my command are guilty. I have the right to bear arms. My mother-in-law has the right to remain silent. That is all.
When you're out coon hunting in the wilds of nature, you can get mighty hungry. Sometimes I get so hungry, I can chew the leather right off my boots. That's when you gotta know your environment, see? Sometimes you can find some mushrooms, but that can be tricky. Sometimes you can find some berries, like this mulberry bush. Most people will be satisfied with just the berries, but I'm not most people.
At ease, Private, or I will feed your gizzard to a lizard.
Oh, hey, Vern. I've been asked to watch Amelia here. That's right, Vern. Yours truly is a pet sitter. That's right, Vern. I've been entrusted with their most precious companion, and who better to do it than Ernest P. Worrell pet sitting? Well, some people might be intimidated by the task, Vern, but not me. All right, little lady. Time to come and get your grub. Here's some chow to fatten you up. Well, don't just stand there. Hey, what'd you do over here? Looks like you spilled some. What's this here?
Looks like Ernest needs a bath. How utterly disgusting! This will give me a chance to test out my latest invention, the Lever 3000. Volts, that is! It will store out the electricity in any laboratory at the precise moment when shampoo is worked into a lather, creating a complete and wonderful darkness. Confound it! It was too soon!